Hello, my name is Ron Brochek, and I work for IBM. I'm responsible for the system storage software sales for North America. I'd like to thank you for joining me this morning, and I would like to thank MicroStrategies for providing me with the opportunity to speak to you. I get a chance to meet with many customers across North America, customers that are large and small in a variety of different industries, from healthcare to finance to retail to industry. There's a common theme that I've seen occurring across all these customers around data and storage management. And that is, everybody seems to be struggling with data growth. It's not unusual when you're speaking to a customer, listening to their challenges, hearing data growth rates of 20, 30, 40% on an annual compounded basis. So a tremendous amount of data. Now this data, very valuable information, right? We take the data in, we analyze that information, we turn it into useful, meaningful information that allows us to bring new products to market. It allows healthcare to analyze and deliver new solutions to diseases. It allows state and local government to be more efficient in terms of managing all the videos that's being generated out there from things like police cameras. So a tremendous amount of value, tremendous amount of capabilities, tremendous amount of growth. Now, as you grow the amount of data, you need to increase the amount of infrastructure required to support it. And this is where the challenge begins. Because in today's environment, budgets are either flat or declining. So the question is, how do you enable the data growth, yet reduce the total cost of ownership to fit within your budget? When looking at total cost of ownership, there's 4 or 5 different elements that you need to consider. Certainly, there's the hardware infrastructure required to support all this data. Another element of total cost of ownership is the environmentals. So as you grow your hardware, you grow your infrastructure, that's impacting floor space, power, and cooling. Another element of TCO is management. As you increase the number of disk subsystems, storage devices on the floor, the level of complexity increases with managing the environment. Another element of total cost of ownership is the costs around data protection, protecting all this very valuable information, making sure it's recoverable in the event of a disaster. And then lastly, service levels. Being able to address both planned and unplanned outages to increase application availability to your end users. Now, when we look at this data growth, what we found is a tremendous amount of the growth is coming from unstructured information. So anywhere from 50 to 80% of the information that's being generated, the data is being collected as unstructured. So you have your typical, I'll call it traditional applications, which are database type structures, ERP systems, mail, those kind of things. And then we have our unstructured information. This is where the growth is occurring. These are unstructured individual files that are being generated from a variety of different sources. So where do you start? I tend to like to start at the block I/O level in terms of getting my arms around costs, reducing the cost, improving availability, simplifying the environment. So in this example, I might have 3 different tiers of storage, ranging from tier 1 storage, high performance, high function with replication enabled, to lower cost tier 3 type of storage. Now, as we implement these islands of storage, islands of disk subsystems, we tend to do we see different levels of utilization. It's not unusual to talk to a customer and find out from them that their Windows environment, maybe their utilization on the disk subsystem is 30, 40%. In the Unix environment, it might be 50%. So you have very underutilized assets that are on the floor. The other thing is every one of these disk subsystems has its own advanced functions. This is replication, this is point-in-time copy, and it has a cost associated with every subsystem that you deploy. So the first step in terms of simplifying the environment, driving efficiencies, is to implement block I/O virtualization. By virtualizing these storage assets, we can do a couple things. We can drive up resource utilization. We can make more efficient use of the storage assets that you have on the floor. By virtualizing this environment, you can move the advanced functions into this layer. You eliminate the need to buy the advanced functions on a disk subsystem by disk subsystem basis. I now have a common set of capabilities that can be deployed across any type of storage, any tier of storage, from almost any manufacturer. By virtualizing this environment, I've now created an infrastructure that allows for non-disruptive changes. I now can move data. Let's say at end of lease, I want to eliminate the disk subsystem, be able to migrate the data non-disruptively, to the applications. So in my mind, the first step in terms of creating an efficient, a resilient storage infrastructure is by introducing block I/O virtualization. Now, anytime you virtualize, you need to have visibility into that virtual world. You need to be able to have a single pane of glass that gives you that visibility. It allows you to monitor the environment for performance or availability. By having a single pane of glass, we can start introducing things like a self-service portal to simplify the provisioning of the capacity to the applications. With this single pane of glass, being able to start delivering levels of automation, being able to automate data placement based on class of service, for example. So as you virtualize, you need to have visibility. That's the block I/O environment. What about all this unstructured information that's being generated? For that environment, you want to have a scalable, extremely scalable common file system. A common file system that can span petabytes of capacity and delivers information lifecycle management functionality. By doing so, we can tremendously reduce costs to store this unstructured information. As an example, as data is being created, being able to store this data on high performance flash storage, being able to run our analytics against that data, transforming it into information, and over time, moving that information as it becomes less frequently used to lower cost nearline storage, but yet still maintain access to that data if it's ever needed again. Also, this common file system should have the ability to extend to the cloud, leveraging cloud as another tier of storage for this unstructured information. We also need to extend the visibility into this common file system. Think of it almost as a virtual file system. So now we have a single pane of glass that allows you to manage and monitor both the block I/O environment as well as the unstructured environment. Now, of course, we need to be able to protect this data, this critical corporate asset. But we need to have a data protection solution that can scale in size, scales that we eliminate the amount of hardware infrastructure required for data protection. We want a scalable data protection solution that delivers efficiencies. For example, being able to do inline data deduplication. So as data is being backed up, being able to do inline high performance data deduplication and then being able to store it on a storage target without the need of having virtualization or data deduplication appliances. Eliminate that total cost from the picture. You want a solution that can scale. You want to be able to do incremental only backup. Only back up the things that change within the environment. For the virtual server environment, it's very important to have virtual server integration. So being able to integrate with solutions like VMware. And then for big data requirements, traditional backup solutions may not be the most effective solution for that. So being able to have application-aware snapshot copy support integrated into the data protection solution. So what we have here is a architecture, a strategy designed to dramatically reduce total cost of ownership. The Block.io environment, with Block.io virtualization, we're going to drive up resource utilization. We're going to enable non-disruptive data migration. We'll be able to even leverage new technologies like real-time compression to drive even more efficiencies within the Block.io environment. We have a common management interface, a common pane of glass that allows you to have visibility into this virtualization layer. It allows you to have the ability to monitor, to deliver new capabilities like the self-service portal, and to leverage automation to simplify the provisioning of storage to your application servers. We have a very scalable common file system for this unstructured information that leverages information lifecycle capabilities, being able to move data from high performance, high cost storage to low cost, deep and cheap storage. We have nearline storage. Think of it as an archive storage solution that can be leveraged with this common file system. We have an extremely scalable data protection, data recovery solution with inline data deduplication, with incremental only support, with integration with VMware and Hyper-V, with application-aware snapshot copy. IBM's delivering all these capabilities through a family of products called Spectrum. Through Spectrum, we have that common pane management. We have the Block.io virtualization capabilities. We have this scalable common file system with ILM functions. We're delivering nearline storage, archive storage. We have a very scalable data protection, data recovery solution that has extensions to the cloud to further reduce your total cost of ownership. So hopefully you've seen in this very short period of time how we impacted air, read-only, and TCO. We're driving up efficiencies with the hardware. We're reducing the environmental requirements. We're improving productivity, simplifying the management of the environment. We're reducing costs around data protection, data recovery. We're improving application availability with our virtualization capabilities. So we're providing visibility, efficiencies, and automation within this environment to help customers like yourself get your arms around this data growth and reduce your total cost of ownership for storage. So with that, I'd like to thank you. If you'd like additional information, please feel free to reach out to MicroStrategies, reach out to IBM. We welcome your input and look forward to a discussion with you.